Guys, Dr. Abati of Arise News don't buy market for where Verydarkman dey. How can this man compare Verydarkman to Potable, saying that he likes getting overexcited over every news on social media? Guys, do you know the news that this man is calling overexcited? The trafficking of small Nigerian girls to Ivory Coast. So because Verydarkman decided to hold responsible who is supposed to be held responsible, Dr. Abati is now saying that he is doing too much, that he own don't become too much, that he's acting like Potable. Hey, guys, this is the greatest insult of Verydarkman life. I mean, I hope Dr. Abati is ready for what is coming. Anyway, guys, in case you are not following the news, let me just give you the video of what Verydarkman said. Then I'll show you the reaction of what Dr. Abati said Verydarkman, so that you weigh the two videos and check whether his reaction is very appropriate or not. Just take a look.
Martins Vincent Oshe, popularly known as Verydarkman, has highlighted the plight of young girls trafficked from Nigeria to Ivory Coast. In a video posted on Instagram, the activist called on the chairperson of the Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission, ABIKE Erewa, giving her a one-week ultimatum to repatriate the girls to Nigeria, warning that her failure to act will result in serious problems. He claimed that the trafficked girls in Ivory Coast were in their hundreds and that some were as young as 12 years old. Let's take a look.
So ABIKE Dabiri, the chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora, after this post, I am giving you exactly 1 week to find solution to this. Exactly 1 week. If after 1 week, these girls are not back to this country, I'll give you the biggest problem you have ever seen in your life. Nigerians, let me show you something. Take a good look at this.
But I don't think any of these girls, I don't think any of them here is up to 15. Let me ask them, they say they are from Nigeria, but some people from Nigeria have come and they found out that they are actually from Kanu. So it seems like they've taken them to Nigeria before to go and beg. Sure. So from Nigeria now, they were moved here. So they think that they are from Nigeria, but they are originally from Kanu, where they were moved to go to Nigeria to go and beg. So this is actually Nigerian kids. This is like 0.3% or 2% of the entire problem that is happening here in Cote d'Ivoire, because there's a lot of shanties where a lot of Nigerians are, where they are using them for sex trafficking here in Cote d'Ivoire.
Well, meanwhile, ABIKE Erewa has reacted to VDM's ultimatum, calling it ignorant and misinformed. Let's take ABIKE Dabiri's tweet. She wrote on X, "Totally wrong, misinformed, and ignorant call. Have you heard of nnamdi, Nigeria? It's the agency responsible solely for trafficking. NIDCOM has collaborated with them as much as we can. And for your information, using my own personal resources, not government, I'm sure nnamdi Nigeria will treat appropriately. I advise you to tag them." I mean, Vimbai, this is a huge topic. I mean, I know on the cover of Daily Trust newspapers, if we can pull that up, and their lead story on the Daily Trust is traffickers using digital platforms to lure Nigerians. And nnamdi is saying that over 7,000 victims have been rescued in 2 years. Digital platform. And of course, I reached out to ABIKE Erewa, and she did talk to me about what kind of collaboration that they have been doing with nnamdi. And she was graceful to send me, some of the roles of nnamdi. I'll just read a few of them and then I'll come to you. And, powers of nnamdi, I'd like to educate Nigerians. They have the powers, one, to investigate whether any person, body, or entity has committed an offense under this act or the offense of trafficking under any law. 2, enter into any premises, property, or conveyance for the purpose of conducting searches in furtherance of its functions under this act or under any other law. 3, arrest, detain, and persecute offenders under this act or any other law on trafficking in persons in Nigeria. I mean, I would say kudos to nnamdi, really. 7,000 Nigerians in 2 years. It's a lot. And, kudos to also VDM for going out there and highlighting the plight of these young children who have been trafficked, most of them unknowingly, to Ivory Coast, saying that there are hundreds that are out there. As much as we give kudos to nnamdi, we urge them to look into the case of those children trafficked to Ivory Coast.
Thank you so much for that. And those are the main points. First of all, I begin with those girls, not just these girls, all victims of trafficking around. Yes, it's a tall order for NAPTIP, but for now we know about this group, so we continue to advocate for NAPTIP in collaboration with NIDCOM to do something about this. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to Verydarkman, I think it's important for us to always encourage activism and for us to, to commend it. However, it's also important for us to set out the structures in the manner which we do so. I know he has his own way of communicating and getting his message across to his followers and so forth, but it's important to note that we can't threaten people on social media. That is not correct.
Yes.
Now to the main issue. NIDCOM itself, under Madam ABIKE Dabire, last year, remember there was the issue of the Nigerian girls in Ghana. Yes. 13 of them. And she personally went to Ghana to visit these girls who had been promised jobs as sales girls in Ghana, and in collaboration with other stakeholders were able to bring them in. As from just the end, in the second half of last year, they were able to repatriate about 163 girls, young ladies who had been trafficked to various parts of the world. That's NIDCOM's own collaboration. So that's, separate to what NAPTIP is doing. So I understand, NIDCOM is more visible. So I understand the call to NIDCOM. She is doing her part in her capacity. It's not actually her ministry. That's not the work of the Diaspora Commission. NAPTIP is the national agency for the prohibition of trafficking in persons. That's why we're appealing for them to now get their attention to this particular issue concerning these young girls, so they can work in a way that they have done so many times in the past to bring them back. Now, digital platforms, you now have what's happening in the region. You have Togo, you have Ghana, you have Cote d'Ivoire. Further off, you have Saudi Arabia, you have Qatar, you have so many countries where jobs are advertised. Sales girl, nanny, domestic staff, and so forth. And so many young girls get stuck out there. Those who come back with their lives are fortunate, because many get there and they find that it's not real work, that they're enslaved, that they're abused, that the stories are harrowing, not just from Nigeria, from across Africa. So I'm really glad that we're talking about this, that this conversation has now come to the front burner. And as much as it is not the onus is not on NIDCOM to focus on this issue, we thank them for the collaboration in the past, and we hope that they can continue the collaborative work with all of the stakeholders involved. Because with that Ghana issue, there was Nigerians in Ghana Diaspora Association, just volunteers who came together. So this is a community effort. So let's all come together in a positive light. I don't think there's a necessity for us to abuse each other and threaten each other. This is a collaborative agenda that has to come together. So very important to just highlight that.
Well, Rufai, I'd like for you to speak to the Daily Trust newspaper, trafficking using digital platforms. I mean, it's become a nightmare at this point. I know that you're really, good with these platforms and digital age now. Talk to us about how this sort of incident can be prevented.
The truth is, it's a big recruitment ground for all these traffickers. A lot of Facebook, TikTok, not too really much on Twitter as much as Facebook and TikTok particularly. Instagram. This platform easily can be used, and that's why you should be careful. Because what they prey on is the poverty in the land and your own greed.
Yeah.
And that's why this morning when we're talking about the economic numbers, things are not well in Nigeria. That's why it's so easy. If you hear what they promise these people, Audrey, you'll be shocked. Paltry amounts of money. I do a lot in the charity speech. I interface with a lot of poor people. I mean, I see at an outreach in the village over the weekend. So I know what a couple of thousands can do. I know how people will take on anything. And that's why, please, we'd like to call on the authority to do the needful to educate them. And that's why we'd like to ask NAPTIP, where is the 85 million naira you put in the budget, your budget this year for publicity? Probably we can start by using that money to do even if possible social media campaigns, if the money is being approved. Because I've also talked to people in NAPTIP. What they complain about is that it's not that they don't want to do these things, but the budget is never enough.
Yes.
In fact, somebody was telling me how the wife of maybe it's President Tinubu had to provide a bus for an organization that help repatriate these young people. I feel Verydarkman's plight. But when you go to the nitty-gritty of these agencies, important part of all of this is economic empowerment. Just some minutes ago, I was talking to somebody and said, what does poverty mean? Passing over opportunity regularly. If people have things doing, they will not be trafficked for paltry amounts.
Yeah.
In many years ago, when Nigeria was still a lot better, you had a reduction in this story. It's when Nigeria started to go bad, you started hearing trafficking of people to Italy and all of that. The height of it was when they did that movie, Glamour Girls, in the 90s. That was when, it was really out there and the scourge was out there. So we should do everything to ensure that the economy works. If the economy works, we'll have less of all of this.
All right, we have put the searchlight on Ivory Good point. Okay, go ahead.
First, to commend ABIKE Dabiri at Irewa. She has been doing an excellent job running the Diaspora Commission. Since she took over that agency, she has been very proactive. She's been very excellent in terms of meeting the objectives, the mandate of that particular agency. Two, the point has been well made that there's a body called nnamdi that is responsible for trafficking in persons, which is an offense under the laws of Nigeria. And those laws need to be enforced. Now, let's go to the third point. I'm trying to be very brief about Verydarkman, Martin Ose. I appreciate his, enthusiasm, almost like Potable, getting overexcited over many things. That's Adibo Okikiola, who now says he wants to fight Anthony Joshua and all that, and he's looking for an opportunity to get into the ring. Look, some of these people who have space on social media, they get over-enthusiastic and they abuse the platform. I think that Martin Ose, saying that he was giving ABIKE Dabiri 1 week ultimatum. ABIKE Dabiri, I'm warning you, 1 week. Otherwise, I will create serious problems for NIDCOM. Look, that's beyond the pale of decorum. He can make his point. He has done very well to draw attention to the issue, but he has no right to threaten a state official. Okay? So I think that was a bit overboard. And all these people who say they are on Instagram, they are on this and that. Yes, media has become very democratic. Right. But there's also too many quacks and ignorant people, using that space and going, beyond their boundaries. Right. I think his statement about ABIKE Dabiri and NIDCOM is unfair. Right. And we need to underscore that.
All right. Very well
he can do his activism, but he should do so with some level, of education.
All right.
Not a good.
Guys, did you see how everyone else, including Rufai Oseni, aired their opinion respectfully, even giving kudos to Verydarkman for the work that he's doing? Okay, if Verydarkman had not done that video, is there any way that people would have known that Nigerian girls, small children, are being trafficked to Ivory Coast? Is there anybody that would have done that? It would not have even made it to the news had it been like it's an ordinary person. And I'm very, very sure it is because of the way that Verydarkman hammered on it that made that ABIKE to respond. Now look at what Abati is saying, that Verydarkman is one of those ignorant people on social media that jumps at every given opportunity to insult people. At least, even if you want to criticize the way that Verydarkman followed the news, why not at least give him kudos for finding this information out first? I don't know what's with Abati and always jumping to conclusion, always liking to degrade someone, insult someone, and even when the someone is doing good. All that said, Verydarkman did this, but the way he spoke to the lady, the woman, he shouldn't have. I ended it there. But he came and said that Verydarkman is acting like, do you know what it means for someone to say that you're acting like Potable? Potable that only put mouth on something that does not concern him. That means Verydarkman is just acting like an ignorant person. Someone that made such video, posted it online, even if the person is not the right person to tag, okay, just inform him in the right manner. And then use yourself as the media to call on those people to take action over those children that are there. He is the one that traveled to Ivory Coast himself and find out those children what they are passing through. Make a video about it and post. The last thing he should be getting is criticism. The last thing he should be getting is criticism, because I am very, very sure that Verydarkman has done what he has done in this country is what so many of those people in the office have never done. Yes, I am telling you. So seriously, I do not like the words that Abati used for Verydarkman. For someone that is doing so many good in the society today, so much more than the government cannot do, he does not deserve all of that. Guys, what do you have to say concerning this? Share me your opinion. We are waiting for Verydarkman's reply because I am very, very sure that he's not going to let this pass. But the most important thing is for those girls to be rescued. That's the most important thing in this video. That's what, after all their agreements and all those talk, they should tell the right organization to go and rescue those children in Ivory Coast and bring them back to Nigeria. Guys, share me your opinion in the comment section, like and share our video, and subscribe to our channel. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.